I think it's time for more Wrang of Fire. Here in the round 81, we got Ubetnir taking on HamRTime and Teutonic Tanks. Now let's get things rolling in the Southwest. In orange, Teutonic Tanks playing as the Britons. In blue, in the north, we've got Ubetnir playing as the Britons. And in the east, we have HamRTime in pink playing as, the Koreans. The Koreans. Time for Wrang of Fire? Always has been. No, that's actually no. No, not always. I have to sleep. Damn, this map reminds me of Slam trying to get... Shut up, Johnny Ramone. Hopefully everybody on YouTube will have seen that by now. If you haven't, you should go back and watch the Slam game on YouTube. Thank very much for the sub support, Ross Michael, Alba, Restafarian. Guys, make sure you throw some grass salutes in chat for Restafarian, who's one of the big supporters of the tournament. And if you ever see Schoolboard Stevio, make sure you thank him too. I don't know where he is. I miss him. Come back, Schoolboard. You haven't made one briskets and brackets joke. I miss it so deeply. Albatross says, this reminds me of the time Madri beat my ass with a stick on Wrang of Fire 3. Yeah. This is Hamburger. And there's an inside and an outside. You have to transport to get to the outside. There's gold and stone and some straggler-ish trees on the outside. But because of the mode that we're in with the ungarrisonable kings, kings, of course, cannot go to the outside. Kings are stuck on this central island. So map control in the center is chiefly important. It also means the game does not stretch out inordinately long, which this map's kind of known to have happen on it. It's not an unknown quantity on a Hamburger to have games stretch out really long. That has not been the case this year. This has been one of the most aggressive maps because kings can't move to the outside. They're stuck on the inside. So Hamburger, typically you'll get a spawn where each player will have a one gap on the outside leading to each of their opponents. In this case, we had a central pawn spawn, and it actually is a somewhat of an unfair spawn, as two players will have access that the other will not. We determined way back in Wrang of Fire 2 that this was going to be part of this map's charm. So you can argue that this creates a disadvantage for pink and orange because they have to deal with an extra opening to each other, and they're not going to be able to chop to blue, and it makes blue more safe. Except for the fact that in Wrang of Fire 2, every single game where the player did not have a central pond, they lost. So the advantage is only it's only a seeming of an advantage. It doesn't actually make a difference. Why? I can't tell you why, Johnny Ramone. I can only tell you that way back when we did this is like 2 years ago now, that was the case. And as soon as that happened, I was like, nope. I'm always just going to accept that Hamburger is pretty fairly spawning, despite this. Sometimes that is the conclusion that we came to. We originally were like, every time we have the pawn spawn in the middle, we'll respawn the map. Nope. Look at the advantage. If you're pink, you have an advantage, okay? Look at pink's advantage. They own a corner of the map. On a Hamburger, that can be absolutely massive being in a corner. And orange, meanwhile, has the biggest segment of land. So, in my opinion, both of those make up for blue being segmented off. Now, blue has a decent chunk of land, but they also got this really weird inlet that creates a lot of possibilities for snipes in the late game. So, maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Pretty much. That's the way it goes. Blue has added a dock. Gonna be fishing. Definitely should be fishing on this map. All players with docks. Blue is actually in with a scout. This is dangerous. Teutonic Tanks is talking to Blue, so Ubetnir and Teutonic Tanks communicating. And Teutonic says to Ubetnir, he's going to do war wagons and try to snipe us. Gotta say, that's a pretty solid plan. You want to see a turtle ship? I'll tell you what, chat. Tell you what. If we see more than one turtle ship, they don't have to be at the same time. We just need to see more than one this game. I will gift 3 subs. Okay? I've been trying to pick a three gift sub condition for each game, so that'll be this one. All right? So if we get some turtle ships, you guys get subs. How's that sound? You gotta root for HamRTime here, all right? Yay. I love these triple high elo games. Wow. Chat, do you mind if I run and go get another water? I need another water. Do we have any scouts in on anyone else's base? Where's Blue Scout? Yeah, keep an eye on Blue Scout for you guys. I'm gonna run go grab a bottle of water. Right back.
Nice. 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 Nice.
I hear whacking. I hear whacking. My God. He just stabbed her. One does not simply untrap the scout. It looks like they did. Looks like it was that simple. We got a channel point prediction running. I don't think we can do that, mods. Because it's a wreck. If one of the players played in this game, they gonna make the right prediction. So I'm actually gonna don't vote in that channel point prediction, okay, guys? Do not use your channel points. Mods, you have no idea how thankful I am that people are trying to help with mod work. Seriously, thank you very much. It's just that yeah, we'll have to wait for live games to do predictions. That's just the way it is. We're going to have a bit of a tussle over water here. In the past, we've seen players that committed to attacking to water neglect land and actually die as a result. I'm serious, too. Where's what's his name that kept trying to switch me from the Leafs hats? Now I've got a Toronto Junior Canadiens hat on, okay? It's the closest you'll see to me wearing a Montreal logo. All right? By the way, my Toronto Junior Canadiens that I work for, they won 12-1 yesterday. And set 2 franchise records. You don't like Toronto Maple Leafs or hockey? I thought you were a Montreal fan. Baseball. Oh, okay. We need an old hat redeem so you go back to the previous hat. That would get complicated quickly. Ooh, Blue's going to try and chew through the walls with these fire ships. And HamRTime's going to have to be careful. Doesn't really have a kingpin set up or anything. Blue only has water army at the moment, though. Looks like blue and orange are going to 2v1 HamRTime. Man, Civ picks matter so much. I don't know if I would pick a strong Civ in a one game like this. Like, it's easy to pick Koreans and go war wagons, but now you've got 2 Britons against you, and they definitely are going to want to take out the Korean. Like, either player is going to want to take the Korean out, right? All about the Blue Jays. Oh, yeah. You're all about the Blue Jays, huh?
Yes.
So my dad, who passed away in the fall this year, was the biggest Blue Jays fan on the planet. Dude, Seabox, thank you very much.
Seabox7 just drank the Wrang juice.
Thank you very much, Seabox.
Tourney is back. I'm slowly catching up on you.
Nice. Thank you very much, Seabox. Much appreciate the support with the Prime. My dad was the biggest Blue Jays fan ever. He was there on opening game. He's got, I can't even say all of the cool little trinkets and tickets that he saved from the games he went to over the years. And yeah. You can tell this one's the actual ticket because it's got the end ripped off from when the guy ripped it off at the ticket taking booth. I don't think that's worth anything. I think it's just like a memory thing. Thank you very much, Express Karma. Brand new sub. Have an explosion. Subscribers supporting the channel keeps it moving, guys. So much appreciated. Miss old school tickets. Now you do everything on your... Yeah, remember tickets? Remember having actual tickets for events? All right, well, HamRTime is going to lose access to the outside. Did not transport. So HamRTime is going to be hemmed in on the inside, but does have a castle down. So we'll have a safe spot to stick the king. It's nice and centrally located, so we won't be too close to the outside. Don't have to worry about galleys or fire ships picking it off or anything like that. Fire ships are steadily working on that stone wall. HamRTime's base will be open. Losing the rest of those fishing ships. Has lost his dock. Never took... We're in Castle Age. We're in Castle Age. You're only 33. I'm 32, Express Karma. Oh, God, I'm going to be 33 soon. Someone said transport ship for orange. We actually have 2 transport ships, but it looks like these were to go to the outside. Cav Archer Snipe would win the game here. It's really too bad HamRTime doesn't have a dock anymore. If HamRTime had a dock, could transport and go in and snipe Blue's king or Orange's king right now. Very, very, very simply. Orange, did you just try to garrison? It looked like they were trying to garrison. Yeah, HamRTime had a very efficient build. Despite the pressure. And despite not taking the boar. Ooh. Oh, this is bad for Blue. HamRTime's gonna come in with the war wagons. Blue, you gotta react. Blue, you gotta react here. You gotta do something, Blue. This is gonna go bad. He's gonna throw down a monastery. There's nowhere for the king to hide. And if HamRTime goes on a good enough hunt, he's gonna pick this thing off. The war wagons can tank so much arrow fire from the town centers. And HamRTime's going for it. We'll switch to HamRTime's point of view so you can see if he spots the king on his way through the base. And even if not, just the war wagons getting in anyways. Teutonic Tank says, rip me. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. I know that Blue's in trouble. Should not be giving away information. Unless this isn't... Maybe he's saying rip me and pretending he doesn't have 3 TCs on the outside. HamRTime's going to come in with a castle drop. Oh, that's sick. Man, you cannot afford to lose control in the center. If you lose control in the center, then your king isn't going to have anywhere to hide. Great job from Ubetnir. He got those 2 monasteries down. He's pumping out the monks. Monks are a great counter to war wagons. I mean, they're not great counter, but they are a counter that exists. New hat. Putting on an invisible hat. This is my magic invisible hat. You see how you can't see it? Completely invisible. Monks are not a great counter to castles. This is true. No, Ubetnir, it doesn't work. Did Ubetnir? Wait. Okay, no. I think I think he was like, I want to transport, but I know I can't. Pink is on the hunt. Really? We just need more war wagons. Oh, here we go. Pink can see the castle. Or Pink can see the king. Is he going to go for the snipe? Got to snipe the king. He's got it right-clicked onto the king. Blue's going to have to dance this king around. And it's getting cornered in. It's hemmed in by the war wagons. There's nowhere for it to run. Only a ballistics is the only thing. The lack of ballistics is the only thing keeping this thing alive. HamRTime. No! HamRTime, you got a micro. You got a micro hammer. You got to get it trapped. It's so close to dying. Can Hammer get the king snipe here? Dodging every shot. How's it not dead? Hammer with the walls over here needed to delete the smith. Microing the king back and forth. He's dodging every shot. Finally, it goes down. Hammer gets the king snipe on Ubetnir. I don't think Teutonic Tanks could see that, but the 11 is very appropriate there. And HamRTime with a sick play. And is he going to go and do the same thing to Orange right away? That's what we need to see is where's it? Get a transport down. Oh, now we can definitely go back onto water. Get a transport down. He needs a transport ship. He's going to go over here, and now he's actually in blue. Don't forget that the spoils of this war is he's going to get access to gold, maybe. Maybe if he only needs like 1 ram, and then he'll get gold and stone. That was fun. Poor Blue. Blue was playing so well and lost. Hamburger seems to be by far the least forgiving map for players to ignore the king snipes. Like, if you play this map ignoring protecting your king, you will lose. You have to play hyper aggressive. You have to play like aggressively defensive. Like, you have to be so defensive that you're like aggressively defensive. Like, you need like go directly into a castle drop and like wall things in and then have a bajillion monks. And then you can think about moving. Then you can think about booming, pardon me. Wait, Koreans are great on water. Yeah. Yes, they are. We might get that the 3 subs for the turtle ships after all if Hammer manages to get a dock down. And there's the siege workshop for Hammer. Going to take possession of that gold in Blue's base. And now he's going to work on this western wall. And that wall isn't going to last too long, guys. Don't forget that Orange got pushed off of water by Blue as well. And there's the dock from Pink. That's a great call. Orange is really well set up on the outside, though. He has a whole external eco, even going and grabbing relics. Snatching up all of the external res. And Teutonic Tanks threw another stone wall behind this one and is going to hold off the war wagons that way. Transport. I'm going to start screaming transport ship in a minute. A transport ends this game for either player. A transport ends this game for either player right now. Oh, well, maybe not the Briton. The Briton would struggle. With all the war wagons around, the Briton would struggle. It would require, like, a pincer. I think the Briton... I think Teuton Tanks would probably have to come from both sides with transports. And, like, to hem the king in. And maybe the center, too. But HamRTime literally needs 1 transport and then just send the war wagons in. Although we do... The nice thing about having 2 castles and a TC, that's a lot of arrow fire. Pardon me. A lot of arrow fire. We have Imperial Age coming in for Teutonic Tanks. So, how far away is Hammer? Oh, man. This castle was garrisoned by Ubetnir. And it's eating HamRTime's castle. Oh, that's got to go hit the castle or HamRTime's going to lose his castle. HamRTime will lose this is going to lose this castle to Ubetnir's garrisoned castle, I think. HamRTime is in trouble. He is not up to Imperial Age. And he does not have the res for it either. Oh, Hammer. Hammer, buddy. Hammer, you got to go hit that castle. I think Hammer's going to lose this castle, guys. Hammer buying food for gold. He's trying to get up to Imp. Oh, the pathing is so bad. Oh, the pathing is so bad. That castle's going to go down. That is so bad for HamRTime. He needs to repair that castle, man. Oh my god, the pathing. Oh my god, the pathing on these fucking rams. Oh my god, the pathing. Oh, that's right. The Teuton player has a war, as of course has whatchamacallit, freed murder holes. That's why we sent the Vills underneath the Rams. Man, this definitely cost HamRTime a bunch of attention in APM. If you're wondering why the castle isn't shooting the Vills, when you're behind a Ram like this, believe it or not, you actually are defended by the Ram. It acts as like a wall for that your villagers can hide behind. Mangonels work the same way, believe it or not. There it is. There's the transport ship we've been waiting to see. Let's see it. Hammer. Why? Okay, well, it's not going to matter in a minute. Orange is pushed through in the center. Oh, King is in danger to a shot from a Treb here. King in danger. What are you doing?
Well, we're boned.
But why?
Emotional, damn it.
You right to jail, right away.
I can't even react to this, man.
Wipe yourself off, man. You dead.
I can't even believe this just happened. Where is HamRTime? Was this him calling GG maybe? He might have called GG, guys. I think Hammer may have called GG. But I also don't think that was the right call, because if Hammer full sends his war wagons, he might snipe the king. This has to have been a missed micro or something. I can't understand. If you're wondering what happened, you looked away for 30 seconds. Okay, here's what happened, okay? We were watching HamRTime cleared up this castle. I was pretty psyched because he managed to save his castle, which means he gets to keep making war wagons, and he has a ton of gold, which is really important because he's buying food to try and click up to Imp, and he's behind Teutonic tanks, okay? But all he really needs is war wagons and a transport ship. So I was pumped because I saw the transport ship, but then it just sat there and did fucking nothing. And he slowly shot away at these stone walls, finally breaks through. But while this is happening, Orange deletes walls, comes in through the center. And then HamRTime, for some reason, sends his king into Orange. Now, it kind of looks like it was an intentional click, so he might have been just calling the GG here. But if he was, then I'm also slightly irritated. Because I'm pretty sure that if he dove with these, he might have been able to go and snipe a king, or at least take a shot at sniping the king, rather than just not even trying. There's also a transport ship you could transport and then wait and just keep your king alive for 45 seconds and then send the transport in when your opponent isn't expecting it. I think this was a missed micro. I will have to wait until HamRTime shows up in chat one of these days to ask him. But holy crap, what a game. Ubetnir was owning this game, like absolutely crushing this game. And HamRTime's just was on the ball. 100% was on the ball with the war wagon snipe. And you can see he came in with a plan. And it almost worked. If he'd managed to go to Orange faster, I think if he'd prioritized building a dock and a transport, right? People are not used to microing a king around with their military, pretty much. I think that might be a big part of it. And it is what it is. Teutonic Tanks is going to be through to the next round. And was he the low elo in this? No, Teutonic Tanks was 2100, was he not? Hold on. I have to go back and fix the scoreboard. Oh, no. Teutonic Tanks was the low elo. But I think his all-time high, I think, is like 2050 or something. This was like an all 2K match. Great game. That, and one thing I'll point out, look at the game time here. Another game under 35 minutes. Free-for-all games lasting a short amount of time it's just not a thing, guys. Go to any RTS and see like examples of free for all from other RTS, and you will not see that. You will not see these low game times. Absolutely a pleasure to watch. Let's go back and watch HamRTime's snipe here. This was a crazy sequence. Okay. Oh, you gotta love the convert. You gotta love the pincer. Oh, you gotta love the pincer move that HamRTime pulls off to get this king snipe. You can see how long he had this in planning. Okay, he had the castle. He knows that Blue's king is somewhere. He's hunting around for it on the west side. He doesn't actually see it yet. He only sees it now when Blue brings it forwards. Soon as Hammer spots, he commits to the dive. I think he's a little nervous because he hears the conversions. So he's a little tentative. Maybe he hears the conversions. He sees the ships, but he knows the king is there. And he knows that if he dives, he gets it. So Blue doing their best to try and keep the king moving so that the shots won't hit. And HamRTime walls the king in on the right side so the king can't escape on this side without running towards Hammer's base. The king dives. It goes down to the war wagons despite HamRTime losing a bunch of them. The nice thing about this being a gate is that HamRTime can get the war wagons out of there and out of the castle fire. Actually, he doesn't even... Did he even use the gate? No, he didn't even use the gate. Regardless, 6 snipe from HamRTime. But at the end of the day, you're not microing that king properly. And you lose. It feels a little intended. He definitely intentionally clicked the king. Like, whether he meant to actually have the king selected when he clicked, but he definitely had the king selected and then clicked forwards. But it's very possible, like, Hammer did one of these. I bet that's what Hammer did. His Hammer was like this, and then he, like, drag selected. And then it grabbed his king. He probably did, like... So you can do a drag select, guys, where you hold down Alt. You hold down Alt and select, then it only selects economic units. Here, I'll show you in-game, because I think it'll work. Does it work in spectator mode? Yeah, so if you hold down Alt, then it only selects military units. So see, here's a war wagon here. If I hold down Alt, it doesn't select. If I hold down Control, it only selects military. It's a little tip for everybody watching. If you want to only select military, you hold down Control. If you want to only select Eco, then you hold down Alt. But I'm pretty sure that includes the king. Actually, where is Blue's king? We can check. Yeah, so if you do select military, like if you drag select, it'll include the king. I think. Hold on, I have to be selected as Blue. Hold on. Oh no, it did. Is it not? It is included as an eco unit. There you go. I just learned something about how players will be microing their kings just now. Back to the brackets. That was my supposition. We tested my supposition. We discovered that is not the case. Another hotkey for me to forget to use. My life could have been so much better knowing this 2 years ago.